Sometimes you feel like a nut, sometimes you don't. That iconic phrase is still stuck in our heads after hearing it countless times a few decades ago. Almond Joy and Mounds have always shared the spotlight. But like any great duo, they've both always wondered who was the better of the two. Today is the day that we pit these two teammates against each other, head to head, to find out which one was really carrying the other all these years. Almond Joy's got nuts. Mounds don't. It's Almond Joy versus Mounds. You tried it. You Tried Dat. Almond Joy versus Mounds. I'm Nick Novak with my pals Chad Hancock.
Howdy.
Nick Geiger Greens.
Hey, what's up?
Guys, what do you know of, do you remember the old Almond Joy and Mounds commercials?
I think those might be the commercials that are maybe one of the most stuck in my head from my childhood is that jingle, and which is really weird since I don't think I've ever actually tried either of these bars, but yet I've thought about them, thousands and thousands of times over the years. I actually rewatched the commercial the other day leading up to it. It's on YouTube, and it's very strange. Like, it has that, like, sometimes you feel like a nut and a guy's drawn like a porthole on the window, and then all of a sudden water just starts shooting through in his face, and then this woman comes in carrying a giant Almond Joy bar, and she spins around, and the other half of her outfit is like one half she's wearing a dress and the other half she's wearing a suit, like she's some bizarre candy version of Two-Face from Batman or something. It's really, really twisted, but I'm surprised it didn't give me more nightmare, kid.
Do you remember, Geiger?
Not to that degree of specificity, but I do remember it. Yeah. I just remember. I remember the slogan, and more. I couldn't tell you one scene from any commercial, but I mean, obviously, I think it. I don't know. It almost seemed like that phrase took on some sort of like dual. Like people just started using it like to mean that sometimes you just don't feel like something. Like, well, sometimes you feel like a nut, like in non-candy bar situations.
Right.
Who says that?
I don't know. Assholes.
Yeah.
I don't know. Two-Face, the guy who's afraid of a candy commercial.
I think if you used has it been out of fashion enough that if you use that phrase now, it's kind of cool and retro again?
Nope.
Probably not.
Retro and
I don't think I'm not sure using slogans from any commercial is ever quote cool, right? I guess
like if you
maybe if you just yell "Nannerpuss" over and over again, maybe that would be cool.
What?
Do you guys know that Denny's commercial, Nannerpuss?
No, that must be a California thing.
That's like it's from a Super Bowl a couple years ago. It's probably my all-time favorite commercial, and or one of them, anyways. And it's like it just is a stack of pancakes, and with like a huge banana on it that's like controlled by puppet arms, and it's flopping around, and there's these kids yelling, "It's Nannerpuss!" And then you should go watch it. I'm describing it terribly, but it's really funny.
I definitely still get a ton of laughs by just walking in and yelling, "Puppy Monkey Baby, Puppy Monkey Baby."
Oh God. Oh, I hated that fucking commercial.
I could not be more lost as to what the fuck we're talking about right now.
Bad.
What? Puppy Monkey Baby?
Don't you remember the commercial?
That was a Super Bowl commercial from, I don't remember what company now, but really bad.
It's Mountain Dew, Geiger. It's your favorite drink.
Terrific. I have zero idea what you're talking about. I believe you.
So I'm just saying, if you go up to a group of kids at the skate park and you're like, "Yo," and some guy, one of the guys is going down the half pipe and just totally eats it, and you say, "Sometimes you feel like a nut." Am I right, fellas? How would that go over?
Is kids at the skate park the coolest place that there is?
What if the guy got hit in the nuts? That'd be an especially cruel way to say it. Sometimes you can't feel your nuts, and you just point at them.
I think that's skate park kids are definitely the number one consumer of Almond Joy, though.
Yeah. Almond Joy, Werther's.
That's right. They are the target market.
All cool candies.
What is there a cooler place than kids at a skate park? Like, is there a cooler like scenario or like place on the planet Earth than just a bunch of kids at a skate park? Probably not, right?
I think like kids late night parked outside a Taco Bell.
I'm thinking maybe like I don't know, if somebody like skateboarders that were dropped out of parachutes from like fighter jets onto a skate park.
They landed for the parachute perfectly, like on the half pipe or whatever.
Exactly. That'd be super cool and totes awesome.
Probably the coolest situation is maybe a bunch of like 18-year-old kids that don't have girlfriends all sitting around a kid's playground at like 2 in the morning and just talking about how they wish they had girlfriends. That's probably the coolest situation. I don't know anything about that personally, but it's probably about as cool as it gets.
I think it's also cool to sit around a kid's playground in the day and watch the kids and wear a long black jacket.
And just have some weird motions coming from underneath the jacket around the middle of your body. That's pretty
That's
cool,
super cool.
Around the middle of your body. Is that where you would put that?
A nondescript area in the middle of your body has various motions.
And like
Cool.
I think I've heard it's even cooler to sometimes go up to those same kids and offer them candy. You heard that that's pretty cool to do?
And
nothing cooler than an unmarked white van. That's right, we're all pedophiles.
that joke aside, there's not much cooler than middle body motions. That's kind of the new cool thing.
Speaking of middle body actions, we've got some snacks to put in our middle body today.
Yes, we do. And it is the Almond Joy and the Mounds. And we were a little confused about why we picked this because we famously, Chad and I are not coconut fans. There's coconut in both, but it is a head-to-head competition. So we still can decide which is better than the other. And normally on You Tried Dat, we have a 5-point scale, but for our head-to-head matchups, we do not. And Chad, did you come up with a witty scale today?
Just don't sell it as witty, because it's most definitely not.
You mistook me. I said shitty.
Oh, okay, yes, I have a shitty scale. So we've got a 3-point scale that we're going to judge these on. Now, famously from the commercial, the differentiation between these two is whether or not nuts are present. So we have a nut-based scale here. So starting at the top, we've got full sack, middle rating, half sack, bottom rating, neutered. So that's our scale here.
Wait.
2,
so
1,
I
or 0
believe
nuts.
one of these candy bars has testicles in it.
Yep. It's not Mounds.
Let's start with the nuts and Almond Joy. And
Not the
an
first
Almond
time you
Joy,
said that.
Almond Joy. I'm a middle body motion type of guy. The Almond Joy is both of these are in 2 pieces, but the Almond Joy is 2 separate pieces, and there's 2 big almonds sticking out the top. And you know what? I don't know if I've ever had an Almond Joy either, because this looks totally foreign to me.
Yeah, both of these, I didn't know that they were half bars, and so they both allow for the twist to close action, I guess.
You've literally never had
But
these?
the other main, no, I mean, they're coconut. Why would I try them? But the other main difference is that Almond Joy is milk chocolate and Mounds is dark chocolate, so they're not 100% equivalent except for them.
All right.
I'm a big fan of regular Mounds, generally. I've eaten a bunch. Almond Joy, I'm kind of stay away from usually because of the almonds, but for the sake of the podcast, I don't care.
I definitely did not expect it to be just 2 big almonds sitting on top of the bar. You know what I mean? Like, I thought maybe it would be smaller almonds mixed in with the coconut or something like that. That's sort of weird that they're just sitting on top.
I like almonds quite a bit in candy, and this is not getting it done. There's just not enough almond there. It's just too scarce. And I don't know, the coconut is not, it's not like a real strong coconut flavored coconut. It has, like, I feel the consistency of it, the texture of it, but it doesn't taste strong of coconut.
Yeah, this consistency is not great.
Well, it's actual pieces of coconut. It's not like coconut flavored. There's real coconut in it, I do think.
So let's try the Mounds. We're going to try them both before we give any rating.
Yep.
The Mounds looks almost identical in size, maybe a little bit taller, but it's a dark chocolate, and there's no almond on top, obviously.
Now, my Mounds comes in a little paper tray, sort of like the kind that like Reese's cups come in, but the Almond Joy doesn't.
Mine doesn't.
I find that odd.
I have no tray.
I have a tray.
I guess I just got that high quality grade A.
You have a tray?
Yep.
What size is the Mounds?
Standard size. We got
Standard size.
1.75 ounce?
Yep.
Oh,
Yep.
Are you sure you bought Mounds and not
trayless
some
Mounds.
knockoff candy bar, Zounds or something?
Oh, it's Zounds is what I get.
You just gotta be careful for that.
This is really tough.
Whew. Well, Geiger, you are a little more experienced with these candy bars. We're gonna start with you, and you're gonna tell us the real deal here.
Here's the real deal, guys. I'm gonna shoot you
This is the real deal. Don't give us the same shit that you tell to the skate park kids. I want it straight.
When I'm done with the skate park in my trench coat, making middle actions out of my body, and they're like,
treat us like we're cool and give us those middle actions.
Yeah, they're like, hey, coolest guy I've ever met, come over here. And so I slowly start walking over there. It's kind of difficult because the middle of my body is kind of changed at that point.
Look at that cool guy up at the top of the ramp. He's nearly 40, wearing a coat.
I appreciate you saying
making middle body actions. Yeah.
And middle body action, and I'm like, well, but the thing is, I'm backlit, so all they see is like a trench coat, and so it makes me look cool, like the Crow or like some other guy in a trench coat, taxi driver guy. I look really badass.
You go by the name Middle Body Action Jackson.
Yeah, and they go, I don't understand what that means.
I would actually pay money to have this backlit shot of you, but then you then start skating down the ramp with your own current skating abilities.
That would be some broken body action that you're good to see there. And then like be like, I don't get what middle body action is. I show them, and they're like, oh, and then they just call the cops. Anyway, we're rating candy, right?
It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool to call the cops on pedophiles.
Kids today have a much
narc.
What a loser! Look at this guy. He's calling me out for jacking off to kids. Yeah, fucking squares. Anyway, candy. I like both these candies. As Chad would say, I fucks with this. I'm allergic to almonds, and I like milk chocolate. Now you got me doing it. Milk chocolate less than dark chocolate. So it's a pretty clear winner for me. I like them both, let's be clear. But the Mounds are definitely what I would want to eat. I like the dark chocolate. I like coconut. There's no nuts in it. It's very tasty. As soon as I remember what the scale is. Oh, wait, so it's 2 nuts is the best one? Full sack? What was it?
Full sack, half sack, neutered.
2 nuts.
Twice nut.
You could
Twice
go 2
nut
nuts.
with added rating.
You're gonna call it 2 nuts.
I will give the Mounds a twice nut. I will give. That sounds very dirty given our previous conversation. I will give the Almond Joy 1 nut or half sack or what the fuck are we doing? Mounds is full sack. Almond Joy is half sack. Move on from someone else. Someone else take this over before I kill it.
All right, so Mounds out into the early lead, Jen.
This is really hard, actually. If they were both milk chocolate, I think I would give the edge to the Mounds because I think the almond actually detracts. I think the almond sort of makes it worse. It's just weird that it's sitting on top like that. I don't know, really help with the in general, I don't like anyways because I don't really like the coconut. But the milk chocolate on the Almond Joy is better than the dark chocolate. So these are both getting neutered for me. I only ate half of one of the bars and then stopped. I don't know which one I like better, so I'm just going to punt that for now while I think it over, and they both get a neutered.
All right. Well, you're going to have to make a decision because I'm also neutering both of these. Again, I also ate half of one bar.
Both of you time out. When we talked about getting these 2 candy bars, I said, why bother? Because you both hate coconut so much you drink shit all over them. And you go, oh, no, it'll be good because the commercial. And now here we are. Oh, what's the worst I can give it?
No, we knew we were going to hate it, but the question is, which one is better? That's the point of the mini episode.
I have a clear better. Now,
okay.
I like almonds, but there's something about the Almond Joy that tastes worse to me. I don't know what it is. I think the dark chocolate actually might go better with the coconut. So I'm giving them both neutered, but I'm giving a slight edge to Mounds. So why that's important now is that Chad... Well, I guess it's probably not important, right? Mounds is going to win because Geiger...
Not important in the slightest.
You gave them both a neuter, so it doesn't fucking matter.
We still want you to choose, Chad. So it sounded like you liked the Almond Joy a little better, didn't it?
Let me just take one more bite of each.
Now, before you decide, picture this. wind whipping through your hair on a skate ramp, trench coat, a flutter, arms akimbo.
Trench coat.
Yeah.
Everyone skates in trench coats.
You're yelling stuff like rad and mondo and totally tubular, and everyone else is going, look at that fucking cool guy. I wonder what candy bar he's eating. Which is it?
And then seconds later you're yelling, call 911 and I think I'm dead.
I broke my neck. Also, bring back those kids.
My middle action has been split in half. Yeah, I think the Almond Joy is a little bit better here. I prefer the milk chocolate to the dark chocolate, so I'm going to give a slight edge to Almond. But as you said, it doesn't matter. Mounds wins.
Mounds wins.
This was only ever going to end up of which one does Geiger prefer.
So Geiger, or both of you guys, tell me, what is the reality of you having to go down a like skateboard ramp sized half pipe? So it's not like you're going down a gigantic like X Game style one. You're just going to a skate park. Could you successfully make it from the top of the ramp to the bottom on the skateboard?
I could definitely make it to the bottom. Oh, on the skateboard?
No, on the skateboard.
Well, gravity will take care of most of that work.
I know they're different things, but I do have a decent amount of snowboarding experience, and I actually have gone down a half pipe on a snowboard very pathetically. I don't want to make it out that like I'm, Chloe Kim or something like that. Like I wasn't like doing any kind of tricks or jumps, but I did kind of like slowly go up one side of the half pipe, turn around, come back down, go up the other side, turn around, come back down without
who else doesn't want to be compared to Chloe? You want you compared to Chloe Kim? Chloe Kim herself. It's not really want you compared. Oh yeah, he's just like me.
She wants nothing to do with me. So I would give but I've never been on a skateboard before, and I know a skateboard is like not attached to your feet. Yeah, it doesn't help. So I'm gonna give myself a 33% chance of actually making it to the bottom.
That's higher than I would give myself. Geiger, what if your shoes were tied to the skateboard, like they couldn't come off?
I would be in much worse shape. The only way I get out of this healthy if I bail on a skateboard and slide on my ass all the way down. Now I'm tied to this death trap. Poor. I would be. I mean, I. How much actual skateboarding have you ever done? Chad, you said barely ever. I had a skateboard. I did not use it. I just fell off it a lot.
I pushed it up and down like my street. I could, get up and down the street on it, but there was no elevation.
How many kickflip ollies did you do?
What's that entail? Is that me going to the skate park and beating off to the kids, or what?
That's you find a guy named Ollie, you kickflip him in the face and then jerk off on his prone body. No, I think an ollie is when you jump and then the board flips underneath you and you land back on it. You did that all the time. Right?
Oh, yeah, that I did. I wasn't sure what you were talking about.
We had a different name for it down here.
A kickflip ollie. Oh, yes. I thought you said a kickflip dolly. Oh. Do you have a better chance of getting down on a skateboard or getting down that exact same ramp on a Segway?
Probably the skateboard.
Yeah.
I just like the idea of somebody showing up at a skate park with a Segway and like starting like flipping all kinds of crazy tricks and stuff, like Tony Hawk style.
Which would you more successfully do? You stand at the top of the ramp going 0 miles an hour, you're waiting, and then you just tip the Segway slowly over and go down the ramp. That's your first choice. Or you can go back 20 feet, get Segway up to speed, and just launch off the top.
You'd catch air off a Segway.
I probably have a better chance with that. Well, Segways don't go all that fast, but I probably am going to catch enough air to just then drop straight all the way to the bottom of the thing and like shatter my kneecaps on the impact. That's probably a worse idea.
You know what makes you look super fucking cool? Is when you show up at the skate park on a Segway. You're like, guys, clear the half pipe. I need a good 20 minutes to get up the side of the thing with the Segway. And then I'm going to slowly roll forward while my buddy's videotaping. All right, cool. Back up.
I mean, I did hear, Geiger, that you are the Chloe Kim of segways.
Yep, that's
so,
true.
You know.
I'm a small lady who rides a Segway. That's all I know about her.
Would the trench coat help or hurt your whole action?
It would help. You could put like pillows in there so when you land, you don't hurt yourself.
Yeah, if nothing else, it's going to stop you from bruising yourself. I mean, it's not like hindering your velocity or anything. It's not going to.
No,
really matter
I don't want velocity. I want to go as slowly as possible.
Couldn't you put a bunch of wires in the trench coat so that, like, when you go get airborne, it flies up and floats you down like a Batman cape or something?
What kind of wires?
I don't know if you would.
That's science, right?
You could have done that. Wouldn't you have done that already?
Isn't that how physics works? You can turn a trench coat into one of those.
I'm only doing this if the skate park is right in the middle of a bunch of trees, and I could have my friends up in the trees manning these wires, and right as I take off, they pull the wires, pulling me into the sky.
Plus, I mean, let's be honest with why we were wearing the trench coat to the skate park in the first place. Once it flapped up to make those wings, Chad, your dong's going to be flapping in the breeze there. You're just wide open. Your middle body action is going to be exposed for all to see. I don't. Does that make you cooler or
Exactly.
no?
Well, speaking of segways, it's time we talk about where you can contact us. So, Geiger, why would anyone who's listened to this last 5 minutes ever want to talk to us? If they did, where would they go?
Yeah, I mean, I'm concerned that they'd rather contact other people like the police or the FBI after hearing this. But you can contact us at youtrydat@gmail.com, on Facebook with the You Tried Dat group, on Twitter, #YouTriedThat. We're on SoundCloud and Stitcher and YouTube and Instagram and all kinds of good places. And if you want to learn more about just being so goddamn cool, visit each of our individual Facebook pages where you'll just type in coolest person on Facebook and it'll go right there. We have all kinds of cool things like us skateboarding and just like high-fiving each other and
just type in
Doritos.
Coolest person on Facebook. Just type it in.
Type it in. That's how Facebook works. And you'll get a picture of the three of us, and it'll ask you to choose which one. And then you can look at any one of us, and we're just doing hella cool shit.
All wearing trench coats.
All wearing trench coats on a half
segways
pipe.
flying through the air.
And we've all updated our status to say, I'm feeling middle action.
I think between this podcast and previous podcasts, I have talked about half pipes more on this format than I have combined the rest of my life.
Well, that'll do it. But we're in the middle of Candy Month here. So make sure you come back next time for more of this. We're going to finish out Candy Month with the modern candy. And that will be next time when we will be trying out 3 brand new things.
Deuces.